Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we are bringing you the official FD Premier League team of the season. But do you agree with our suggestions? Let us know in the comments below. Goalkeeper, Tom Heaton. The only player from the lower half of the table, Burnley's Premier League survival has been almost entirely down to the 31-year-old stopper Tom Heaton. Despite the Clarets' position just a handful of points above the relegation zone, Heaton has kept 10 clean sheets, the same number as Petr Cech and as Liverpool keepers Mignolet and Karius combined. Heaton, who earned his first England caps this year, has averaged over 2 saves per goal conceded, the same as Chelsea's Thibaut Courtois, and he catches way more than he punches, claiming the ball 86% of the time to Courtois' 81% and Fraser Forster's 84%. A free transfer to Turf Moor, Heaton's heroics will see Burnley pick up around £200 million in prize money between this season and the next. Now that is value for money. Right back, Antonio Valencia. Antonio Valencia has always been reliant on pace, and at 31 it looked like his career was done at the top level. But poor form from Mateo Darmian saw the Ecuadorian slot into Mourinho's back line, and he's appeared at right back 31 times, picking up 4 assists. Valencia wins possession around 4 times a match, and even more impressively is dribbled past less than once every 2 games. He completes 1.3 dribbles himself and creates a chance for his teammates every single match, delivering crosses for giants like Pogba, Zlatan and Fellaini to attack. Mourinho will be determined to shore up his squad in the summer, but Valencia's performances this year will make him think twice about replacing the veteran. In a season of strong right-back showings from Kyle Walker, Victor Moses and Nathaniel Klein, Valencia is head and shoulders above the rest. Centre-back, David Luiz. Antonio Conte was roundly mocked when he re-signed Chelsea old boy David Luiz for £34 million in the summer of 2016. And at first it looked like a mistake. Luiz floundered in a back four, as Chelsea conceded goals at a rate of 1.5 a game over the first 6 matches of the campaign, culminating in a 3-0 loss against Arsenal. But after that, Conte instituted a back 3, and Chelsea took flight. Over the next 29 games, they conceded only 0.69 goals a game, and Luiz's playmaking talents came to the fore. The Brazilian has racked up an 83% pass accuracy, as well as hitting nearly 5 accurate long balls a match. Whatever his reputation, Luiz is now a Premier League winner, adding to the FA Cup, the Europa League and the Champions League he won in his first term at Stamford Bridge. Opposition fans can laugh at him all they want, but it's hard to mock a guy with that trophy cabinet. Centre-back, Toby Alderweireld. This season has seen a defence of historic brilliance, but not at champions Chelsea. Tottenham conceded only 23 goals in their first 35 games, the same number as a dominant Juventus in Italy, and fewer than Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. The key man at the back has been Toby Alderweireld, who shuts out attacks and sets Spurs on their way forward with his clever and skillful passing. The Belgian has played more accurate long balls in the Prem than any other outfield player, that's 7.1 per game, and has still maintained an 83% pass accuracy. Between his 2 years at Spurs and one with Southampton, defences containing Alderweireld have conceded just 91 goals in 111 league games. The 28-year-old is now without doubt one of the world's best centre-backs. Left back, Marcos Alonso. Seemingly an afterthought when he arrived last summer, Marcos Alonso has been killing it this season. Chelsea struck out with a host of defensive targets before Antonio Conte slapped down £24 million for the Spaniard, who soon thrived in the Italians' 3-4-3. With licence to ghost in at the back post and a 6'2" frame, Alonso has been a huge threat in attack, bagging 6 goals and 3 assists in 29 games. That means he's been involved in a goal every 279 minutes, that's more often than Paul Pogba and almost exactly as frequently as Marcus Rashford. And he's no slouch at the back either, winning possession for Chelsea 3.4 times a match. However, that number can't compare to the next man on our list. Midfielder, N'Golo Kante. One of 3 players to make our team this year and last year, N'Golo Kante has been sensational once again in a different blue shirt. While in 2015-16 the Frenchman led the league in tackles, this year he has dropped from 3.7 per game to 2.3, and his interceptions have decreased from an insane 4.6 to 2.4. However, that's not a sign of declining performance. Kante has had help from Matic and both wing-backs this year, enabling him to burst forward on the counter-attack. He He makes more than 50 passes per game, up from 35 last year, and his accuracy has improved too, from 82% to 89%. While it's a bit simplistic to attribute Chelsea's success to Kante, the little dynamo is now clearly one of the Premier League's best midfielders, and he cost just 32 million, 1 million less than teammate Michy Batshuayi, who has played 113 league minutes all year. Midfielder, Dele Alli. It's almost wrong to put Dele Alli in our midfield, given that the rangy 21-year-old has played virtually as a second striker in 2016-17. While star forward Harry Kane missed 8 games this year, Alli's nose for goal kept Spurs winning, as he bagged an extraordinary 17 strikes in the Prem. Add to that 5 assists, and you have one of the most exciting young talents in world football. Alli's changing role is reflected in his stats. Last season he won the ball back over 4 times a game, while this year that's down to 1.5, but his shots are coming closer to goal, with 63% of his efforts from inside the area, compared to 53% a year ago. Quick, strong and standing at 6'2", Alli has all the ingredients to become a global star, and he seems certain to help Spurs to silverware before too long. Midfielder, Christian Eriksen. In all the excitement over Kane and Alli, one Spurs star has gone underappreciated this year. That man is Danish schemer Christian Eriksen, whose 12 league assists is bettered only by Kevin De Bruyne, and who has also weighed in with 8 league goals. Eriksen has created 3 chances a game this year. That's the 3rd best in the division, behind De Bruyne and Fabregas, and way ahead of his teammates, with no other Spurs regular over 2. Typically an attacking midfielder, Eriksen has featured on both wings and even in the central midfield role this season, organising the attacks and leading Tottenham's pressing too. While players like Philippe Coutinho and David Silva have always been fated by the press, Eriksen has quietly gone about his job, and in the process has taken Spurs from perennial underachievers to title contenders. Forward, Eden Hazard. While Chelsea's title defence has been a team effort, there has been one indispensable man in the Blues' attack. After a year off in 15-16, Hazard has once again been unstoppable, picking up his 2nd title at Stamford Bridge. With 15 goals and 5 assists, Hazard has made or scored a goal every 139 minutes, in his best scoring season since he bagged 20 for Lille back in 2011-12. Meanwhile, though his completed dribbles have fallen from 4.8 to 4.4, his success has soared from 64% to an otherworldly 78%, above Messi and Neymar. Once again attracting links with Real Madrid, Hazard is now 26, and if he doesn't leave this year, he may never play in La Liga. Chelsea fans will be desperate to keep hold of their very own Galactico. Forward, Romelu Lukaku. Somehow, in a season where the top 6 raced away from the pack, and Costa, Kane and Zlatan all had great campaigns, the Premier League's top scorer, so far, is an Everton man. At the time of writing, Romelu Lukaku had 24 goals and 6 assists in league play, producing more goals than any other Prem footballer. That means Lukaku has had a hand in half of Everton's goals. The only Premier League player to have contributed to a greater proportion of his team's attack is Swansea's Gylfi Sigurdsson. And Lukaku is just 24 years old, prompting speculation over a summer move to Man United or Chelsea. The Belgian could cost as much as 100 million, but at his age and with 70 goals in his last 3 seasons, it's hard to argue that he wouldn't be worth the money. And with better players behind him, who knows how many he could score. Forward, Alexis Sanchez. We debated this last spot more than any other. Alexis Sanchez had an incredible start to the season, netting 12 goals and grabbing 7 assists over the first half of the campaign. But since Christmas, his performances and Arsenal's have taken a nosedive. That could have seen Sadio Mane or Harry Kane sneak into our team, but despite substandard displays and uncertainty over his future in London, Sanchez has added another 8 goals and 2 assists in the Prem. That makes him only the 5th gunner to reach 20 PL goals in a season, alongside Thierry Henry, Emmanuel Adebayor, Ian Wright and Robin van Persie. After a terrible ankle injury sustained against West Brom, Sanchez featured for Chile in the March international break, and the strain seems to have robbed him of his usual explosiveness down the stretch. But he's been involved in more Premier League goals than anyone bar Lukaku, so El Niño Maravilla has to join our team.
So we hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to check out more of our videos, then click here on screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get on our Snapchat and our Twitter.